suffer chronic post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety, and depression because of this whole situation.
No, you suffer from anxiety, depression if you do, because you were 15 years old when you had a baby, and then you had 4 more children, you're 20 years old, and your husband's in jail.
Yo, what is going on, guys? Got a video for you here today from Alpha Central titled Feminist Demands to Know Why Men Are Choosing to Stay Single, and she gets a brutal reality check. Sounds absolutely hilarious. Let's jump into it.
What's your name?
Stacia!
We're gonna look for your ideal man, okay? We're gonna see if he exists. What age do you want your guy to be?
21 above.
And what's the max?
25.
Can they be married or not?
No.
What if it's your ideal man and
I mean,
he's taken?
if we're so in love, he could be so married.
What race would they have to be? White, black, or Asian?
Wait, I want my little blonde babies.
Minimum height.
5'11".
Can they be obese?
No. If you're obese in America, you gotta get a grip.
That woman just fat-shamed a huge number of women in America, but the irony is that she's going to be celebrated for telling fat men to lose weight.
Minimum income.
Minimum income, I would say $150K an hour. I mean, not an hour, a year. Because I don't want to work, I want to be...
A stay-at-home mom?
Yes. I need to clean, I need to cook, I need to take my kids to school. That's a whole job.
The probability of finding that man is 0.077%. Less than 0.1%.
That is crazy.
Less than 0.1.
That is crazy. No. You're lying.
No, I swear.
If she truly wanted to be a mother who took care of the kids and the home, she wouldn't be out on the streets getting intoxicated and swearing up a storm. If she avoided that, she would have been wifed up by now.
Last night, my husband of almost 9 years told me, there's nothing I can say to convince him otherwise, but it's over. And he said, and I quote, "Who is going to want you with 3 kids? You've also gained a lot of weight." It was traumatizing, right? And then I woke up in the morning and was like, you said all this in a dream last night. I don't even want to look at you. And he can't understand why I don't want to talk to him today.
Even when a husband tries to do everything right and take care of his family, he can still be in the wrong because his wife had a bad dream. And much like everything else, that dream was his fault for some reason that she can't explain.
She left her husband to be with as many men as possible after she got diagnosed with terminal cancer. And to say the internet is divided would be an understatement. But I want to know what you think. Molly was 42 when she got breast cancer. She beat it and was given hormone therapy. In most people, that causes a massive decrease in bedroom drive, but Molly saw a massive increase. A couple years later, her cancer came back, and it was terminal. She would have a couple years to live at best. During that time, she said she fell out of sync in the bedroom with her husband, but acts in the bedroom were the only thing that made her dying self feel alive.
Imagine being that husband. You stood by the side of your wife as she fought terminal disease, and her gratitude is to leave you to spend the rest of her life being a 304. Absolutely disgusting.
So she divorced her husband of 15 years and slept with nearly 200 men before passing away. During that time, she wrote about it on her blog and talked about it on her podcast. And it was such an unusual story, it's now become a TV series on Disney Plus of all platforms.
So not only did she destroy her husband, she continued to humiliate him after the divorce by talking about her bedroom life and even got a show made about it on Disney of all places. That man deserves better.
Many circumstances where purity isn't necessarily like
valued,
not valued, but like it's not a thing anymore, and it's not because of your own decisions that you've made.
Right, and do you think we live in a better society now because of that?
I mean,
if we look at the stats, 26% of women are on antipsychotics, anxiety meds, 26% of women, where we have pushed this liberation movement of feminism. So we've given you ladies more rights, quote unquote. We've given you more freedom, and you guys have over double the rate of antipsychotics than men.
It is insane how medicated modern women are. The choices they made in hopes of finding happiness have left them so lost and confused that they are literally descending into madness because of their own choices.
I've worked in treatment. I know that women are more open to being in therapy and taking meds than men that think that they can like handle things on their own and do that.
Do you know why that is though?
because women are more open and in tune with their emotions.
You can say open. That's a euphemism for propagandized. They're more propagandized. That's why they make up a huge percent of the marketplace.
Women that have mental issues, they're more open to being like, okay, I'm going to go to a therapist.
These women are going to the therapist. Are they going to male therapists or female therapists?
A female therapist.
So now women are taking advice from other women through therapy.
Who are just as unhappy as they
are. Who are just as unhappy, and they're going to push the same exact propaganda that got them there in the first place.
Modern women think that therapy is just going to magically fix everything, but therapy is worthless unless work is put in on your end to fix things, and these women oftentimes don't want to actually do that. They just want to take pills and get told what they want to hear.
The car? You have to, okay? You don't have a choice. You're under arrest. Have a seat in the car, please.
No, I'm not getting in that car.
You have to get in the car.
Why?
You're under arrest for driving under the influence.
Get in
the car. Okay?
I'm just not getting in the car.
You have to get in the car.
Come on, you gotta get in the car.
Please have a seat in the car.
Come on, get in the car. Don't make this harder than it has to be. Go.
You don't have a choice. You're under arrest. Please have a seat in the car.
Police have no choice but to treat these women with kid gloves. If it was a man and he didn't comply with the police orders, they would force him in the car without a moment's hesitation, but they have to be patient with drunk women.
I'm sorry, but what in the test that we did just proves that I...
That could all be explained later, but you are under arrest, okay?
I'm not going to go under the arrest.
You have to.
You don't have a
seat in the car.
So
okay, have a seat in the car. Get in the car.
I'm not getting in this car without knowing what...
Get in the car.
I'm sorry, but it's scaring me because I don't know what I did.
Okay.
When I didn't do anything.
But you're being told you are under arrest, okay? Have a seat in the car.
Respectfully, sir, I am driving home to my family and I didn't do anything. So why are you accusing me?
We're not.
The fact that women like this can just turn on the waterworks at any time is honestly disturbing to me. She's not freaking out. She just doesn't want to face the consequences of driving drunk.
You are under arrest. You have to get into the car.
Have a seat in the car.
I didn't feel no exam. So why are you
have a seat in the car.
I have a lot of things going on tomorrow.
Okay. Get in the car.
Oh my God, this is not fair because I'm literally trying to become one of you stupid people respectfully.
Okay,
but
well, have a seat in the car.
That's not fair.
Listen, if you want to have a chance of
because the guy
if you want to have a chance of anything, listen to our instructions and have a seat in the car. Have a seat in the car.
Because you know what it is.
Have a seat in the car. We don't want to have to put you in the car.
You literally were your whole life, but you're not trying to help.
If this woman was legitimately trying to become a police officer, she would know better than to get wasted and get behind the wheel of a car. That is absolutely her fault.
Yes, I am the mother whose daughter was invited to Disneyland by her dad's side of the family, and I am not allowing her to go unless the rest of the kids are invited. I have 6 kids total, so she has 5 sisters and brothers, ranging from 15 to 1. I am not going to allow one child to go to Disneyland. Every kid's dream is Disneyland.
Listen to what this woman is saying. She has no problem doing this incredibly toxic thing to her own flesh and blood because her ex's family isn't shelling out money to take everybody. That's a horrible thing to do to a child.
How would you feel as a child if you had sisters and brothers and one of your sisters was invited to Disneyland? You were watching them pack. You were watching them shop, for clothes for the trip. You were watching her leave for Disneyland with her Mickey Mouse ears. You would feel horrible, wouldn't you? Yes, I'm not going to allow one of my children to go to Disneyland if the other 5 can't go.
This just reeks of spite. She hates the fact that her ex's family can afford to go to Disneyland, and she refuses to let her daughter have any fun because of bitterness that she holds towards him. That's not normal, that's just psychotic.
No, he is not their biological father, but he was their stepfather at one time. And I have already offered to pay for half. I've already offered to pay for half. He just has to take them along with him. There's a bunch of adults going. There's no reason why they can't take 5 more kids. And I need a freaking break. I need a spring break. That's all there is to it.
There it is right there. She's not angry that the other kids can't get to enjoy a trip to Disneyland. She's just upset because she can't have some time off to herself. Incredibly selfish.
I just felt asked to leave the restaurant because my children were inconveniencing some old people and their kids. Sorry, I don't give my kids iPad. We're at the restaurant trying to enjoy. They were crying, doing all the things kids do. Am I the only one that thinks this is so rude? You're entitled to a kid-free life. You are not entitled to a kid-free world. And I stand on that. Come at me if you disagree.
Okay, I disagree. It is a parent's responsibility to teach their kids to be functioning civil human beings in the real world, not just in theory, but in practice.
Most children are taught at a very young age about the importance of table manners and polite behavior. If she's not willing to teach those basic things but chooses to use them as an excuse to look like a victim, then she has failed as a parent.
Kids don't magically learn how to behave in public. They learn by being guided, corrected, and sometimes removed when they are disturbing others. Thinking that your child's meltdown is everyone else's problem isn't gentle parenting, it's entitlement. When you excuse disruptive behavior in public spaces and act like consideration is optional, you are not raising emotionally intelligent kids, you're grooming them to become the kind of adults nobody wants to be around. And let's be real, you weren't asked to leave because you didn't give your kids iPads, you were asked to leave because your kids were causing a scene and you chose to do nothing about it. And that's not parenting, that's negligence dressed up as a TikTok tantrum.
The excuses these women will make to try and get out of admitting that they screwed up is unreal. She wants to blame everyone else except for her kids not having any form of discipline.
Breaks my heart that our society is making this normal. You know, this is a normal thing. Let's cherish. Oh, I left my family. He who finds a wife finds a good thing, homie. Your wife would never do this to you.
She's celebrating the fact that she gave up custody of her own children so that she could go out clubbing whenever she wants. That is so incredibly insane.
Your wife would never do this to your family. She's not your girl anymore. That's it. You guys are out here with women that don't want a family. All they want is the status of a family. You guys gotta understand that when you go into dating, if you could not picture your woman being the mother of your children, walk away, G.
We are starting to see how detached from reality modern women are. It's come to the point where they give birth to children and see them as nothing but a burden that's keeping them from living their lives.
What is crazy to me is that you are the only female late night talk show host.
Wow. Well, I was saying earlier, I'm like, this is the dumbest glass ceiling of all time, but like, I'm happy to be there. But also, guys, what's happening?
Yeah.
And I just feel like the moment we've moved past it. We got to get some ladies more ladies in late night.
Well, Busy, first of all, good luck with your new show. I'm not sure how it's doing since there's no reported metrics, probably because the audience is too small to register on industry radar.
Late night television hasn't been culturally relevant in decades. Nobody's watching it anymore, so it's really nothing to be celebrated. It's a relic that everybody's already forgotten about.
But it's not a glass ceiling. It's a viewership floor. Nobody's blocking women from hosting late night. Just like nobody is stopping WNBA. The talent is there, but the ratings have left the chat. So if women-led shows pulled good numbers, they would be everywhere. But it doesn't, which is why your last show was canceled after 6 months due to low ratings.
They try to act like a woman hosting a late night talk show is somehow this massive achievement for humanity, but what's the point if nobody cares enough to actually watch the thing?
His mom abandoned her husband and her family in order to live the single life. She jumped on the "you look happier" trend and goes, "Thanks, I got a divorce and gave him full custody," flexing on the fact that she walked away from her husband and her child. And the amount of women in the comment section justifying this is ridiculous. People are saying like, oh, well, dads often walk out, so why can't women? Yeah, two wrongs don't make a right.
It's not just that, but that poor kid is going to have to grow up with the knowledge that their own mother hated them so much that she just signed them away to go and party. That's something that no child deserves.
And you willingly gave up any communication with your husband and any effort to co-parent your child that you are responsible for as someone who helped bring them into this world. Girl, the fact that you did this so that you could be young again and live that party life of being single is unacceptable.
A child is supposed to get unconditional love from their mother, but we live in a time where it's celebrated to just deny their children that love just so that they can have a few more years of quote-unquote having fun.
So your boyfriend for emotional distress, or your ex-boyfriend?
Maybe.
Okay, so say they promise like to marry you.
No.
You have the text messages to prove it.
Nope, can't do that.
You can't? In Georgia, you can't?
Anywhere you can't do that.
Why not?
Because you can't.
If he
Like,
promised to marry you, and he's promising you things, you can't sue for emotional distress. You can? I feel like there's some way you can.
no. So like, okay, number one, to sue for emotional stress.
Once this man tells her the one thing that she doesn't want to hear, she immediately turns around and tells him that he's wrong because she feels like the answer should be different. So why bother asking a lawyer?
There's IIED and NIED, which is negligent infliction of emotional stress and intentional infliction of emotional stress. Those are claims that exist, and the threshold for proving those claims is unbelievably astronomical. It is like, they tell you in law school that like a claim for IIED or NIED is almost impossible.
A promise is not a legally binding agreement. If he promised to marry her and then backed out, there's a pretty good reason why, and that reason is standing right in front of that lawyer.
So do something. Let me go on live. Hold on. We'll wait for my viewers to come in. On the cops. No, tell them stop recording.
He's not.
Wait for my viewers to come in.
In real life.
She said that like she was saying
Avengers assemble.
influencers can't be real people, bro. This is some sort of large-scale government-funded social experiment.
What exactly did she think that summoning her one viewer was going to do? She honestly thought that her ability to make terrible live streams was somehow going to intimidate him.
Why am I not really attracted to anybody anymore?
So when I use this eraser, it comes off and it wears down and then it's gone. And it's left on the page. It's like when you use it too much, it goes away, and I'm sure that you can see the parallels. That's you. That's your pair bonding ability. So these are old memories, and if I keep punishing this thing, it's just gonna run out.
That's one thing that these women refuse to realize. Not only do they have a relatively short amount of time to find a man, the more men that they date, the less likely they are going to be able to bond with any subsequent men. And if she can't bond with the man, then he's not going to be interested in her.
I have to admit that it's kind of cruel leaving my other kids out.
What? No, you are crazy. Look, listen, they have a dad. Okay, he can buy them stuff, not me. That's not my job.
That's not the point. That's not the point. What you're doing is you're making my other kids feel excluded, and they should be living the same experience.
No. That is not my job. Look, I like your boys. They're nice kids. They're fun. They get along with my daughter, okay, but I will only worry about my daughter. That is my responsibility, not your children.
That man is not on the hook to pay for any kids that are not his own. If she can't afford the lifestyle that he provides for his own kid, then that is her problem. He's not responsible for anything else.
Your
other kids. Unbelievable. Oh my God, you are so selfish. This is exactly the reason why we never work, because you only think about yourself.
Oh, no. It didn't work out because you cheated on me with your current husband and got pregnant. And now you're realizing that, it's difficult with him not having a job and keeping a job.
Who has a job? He's an entrepreneur.
He has a job. Vic, he's a 40-year-old rapper. That's not a job.
It is still a job.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I bet you didn't tell them all this, that you cheated on me and that he's a rapper and now you want me to pay for his kids. Heck no.
She not only cheated on him, she cheated on him with a broke dude with no job, and she still expects him to pick up the financial slack for her terrible behavior. You just can't make this stuff up.
There is a reason why men do this.
And what reason would that be?
The reason that men say, I'm staying single, which in other terms basically means I'm also willing to have a string of hookups that mean nothing to get my own needs satisfied.
I just love these type of arguments. They are so much fun.
The reason that they do this is because they are not willing to face themselves.
Oh, is that what they mean? Most men usually aren't known for speaking with double meanings. They usually say exactly what they meant, but do go on.
Any man that says, I'm staying single is because they do not want to be in a situation that is causing them to face parts of themselves that have been denied, that have been repressed, where they are not taking accountability for the way that they show up in relationships. And obviously, if they're not in relationship or opening themselves up to the right person, they're not going to have this mirroring. And so by isolating and saying, this is why men are staying single, it's just basically another way of saying, I don't want to face myself.
Fascinating, but yet it doesn't seem to be based on any sort of logical thinking whatsoever. It rather seems to be coming from an emotional place called the projection section. And that's why I love these sort of arguments, because if we were to, in the spirit of equality, say that women do the exact same things for the exact same reasons, and that's why a lot of women choose to stay single, well then, I imagine there would be a lot of individuals that would be very upset about that, because some individuals do like staying single because it's peaceful and to avoid toxic behavior. Nothing more than that.
Men want to stay single because relationships in today's day and age are oftentimes completely pointless. They cost too much money and oftentimes are with ungrateful women who will treat them like crap. Why would any man want that? But anyway, guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Drop a comment and I will see you all in the next one. Make sure you take care of yourselves. Peace.